Hello, awesome people. I hope you are having an amazing day today. Today, I wanted to do my review of the arcade game called Arcade Tycoon for you folks and such. It was published a couple of years ago. It was my number 2 favorite game from the last 5 years. It was not a sequel or such that had already been in my top 100 games or shout outs in previous games and so forth. So I thought it would be fun for me to do a quick little review of you folks. I got 2 pages of notes in my phone, so I apologize if I'm looking down at that and not giving you the eye contact that you deserve. This is Arcade Tycoon. It's a tycoon sim and such. It's made by Squid Punch Studios and Vincent Limited, and then it was released by Vincent Limited and so forth. And it was released on October 14th, 2021, about 4 years ago. I'd actually played it as a early release in 2019 and loved it lots and so forth. And I was actually a part of the. I've subscribed to the better forums. I'm on their channel on Discord. And so forth. I'm regularly, and so forth. It's good stuff. I like it lots. It's a great game. It doesn't even have 500. I don't even think it has 400 reviews as of this morning, and so forth. It's a pretty indie game, and so forth. So I'm happy to give it like the attention of an entire video game review for you folks. Its review on Steam is 79%, but it doesn't have enough reviews on Metacritic. I couldn't find it, and so forth, to give you their collated reviews of users or reviewers, critics, and such. So it's currently $15 on Steam. We're past the winter's sales, and so forth. That's the normal costs and such. That's the So that would be but $15 for it and so forth. You can play it on either sandbox or in a campaign mode, but I prefer sandbox. And if you are playing sandbox, I would recommend $100,000 to start off with, which should be enough to get you started, and 10,000 stars. Stars of the pseudo economy used on research, or to upgrade stuff and those sorts of things. So that's what I do. When I start, $100,000 feels like a good business loan for us for an arcade setting up, right, and that sort of thing. So that feels appropriate to this game too, and so forth. It'll take you about 4 or 5 hours before you start making that money in, and you'll be, and so forth, to spend it if you're doing it carefully, and that sort of a thing. And then stars are the other currency and so forth. All right, so that's kind of fun stuff. So you can research new machines, or just things like making your machines harder to damage, or or when they get fixed by their tech, instead of just you having to physically turn them on, they'll just automatically come on. That sort of thing. Great stuff. And then there is a staff management section. You can hire janitors, techs, or security to escort out people that are not behaving appropriately at your arcade and so forth. You also have to have toilets and vending machines, or a cafe, right, for them to drink coffee and that sort of, or drinks. So you'll need to take care of their needs too while they're in there. The more needs they're taking care of, the more they're going to play the Arcade Tycoons. You also have ticket machines, bars to buy things, exchanges, and that sort of a thing too. So you'll definitely want those and such. It's good stuff. You're going to have loads of different video games that you might find, machines from old school video games arcade games that are coin operated stuff in the old school, and so forth, to air hockey tables, and to gambling machines. Those are the ones you put coins in, and you can get coins back out of. Got shooters. You got lots of stuff in there. It's great stuff. Love it lots. So you can take missions and so forth. And when you take a mission, you can take so many. Once you complete a mission, you will get some stuff like stars. You can get some stuff like a cash and that sort of a thing. And then you can also get you partway through a secret arcade game that you can only unlock that way. It's fun stuff. Love it lots. And so forth. You can expand, and then you'll eventually you have to make sure you're buying power and so forth too. The more you expand, the more expensive it is to expand. So it scales up a little bit lots, so it feels more realistic, and it gives you a break on it and so forth. You can design everything from the carpets to the walls and you can paint them. You can put some wallpaper up. You can decorate it. You're buying trash cans and benches. You got full control over it. It's in 8-bit graphics. Graphics are pretty good. Love them lots. And so forth. It's a nice game for just $15. Typically, I'll put 6 or 7 hours into it when I'm in the sandbox mode and start it up and so forth, and then we'll leave it for a few months and come back to it. That's my sort of way of playing it and so forth. It's a classic at 9 out of 10. Love it lots and so forth. So those are my thoughts on Arcade Tycoon from 2021. Although it was, I think, early released a couple of years earlier in 2019. It's made by just a few people. It's a pretty independent game and so forth. I'm sure that would be fun if you could pick it up. It's only $15, even past the sales and so forth. It's not a massive amount of money to outlay and so forth. So there you are. Have you played it? And if so, what did you think about it? Did you agree or disagree with my 9 out of 10? Or do you think it's better or worse? Just let me know in the comments below, whatever your thoughts are, and so forth. If you like this video, why not hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell icon to be notified of my videos, because I like to do one review video of a video game every Wednesday, and also let me know and so forth, and then let your friends know too, or might be video game friends. And so forth. I typically like to do older games because this channel is named The Worst Thing About New Books. That's a quote by a French philosopher, Jacques Joubert, who said that the worst thing about them was that they kept us from reading the old ones, right? So I definitely have to find some of these older classics in games and so forth, as well as things like older movies, older shows. I have a Saturday that I dedicate to the older movie serials that are a forgotten genre. I have, and so forth on this Saturday. I'm doing The Crimson Ghost. That's heavily influenced modern pop culture with the Misfits and such. So I got my review of that. You can also do reviews of books and short stories, novellas, that sort of thing, particularly in horror, science fiction, and fantasy from a while ago. So there you are. So those are the passion of this channel. Also, if those things like fun to you, well, then why not check out this and, again, hit the subscribe button. Let your friends know too. And then I want to thank you so very, very much for taking some time out of your day and investing and watching my video, because we all have so many things, right, that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me, that's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it so very, very much. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.